wrote the book Letters to Our Sons. I have documented research and proof of what happens inside these prisons' walls. The research not only contains prisoner accounts, but it includes experiences of law enforcement, correction officers, activists, and other organizations.
Solitary confinement.
I did like maybe about 3-4 years in the hole. If you're not a reader and you don't have nothing on your mind, you can go crazy.
Instead of taking me to a hospital or to get checked out psychiatrically, they took me to jail. So I spent probably about 3 months in jail, about half of that time in solitary confinement. So it occurred to me, if a white man, a privileged white man who's educated, middle class, if this could happen to them, I realized it could happen to anyone.
We're fighting for our life. This is just a business to some people.
You don't have something to occupy your mind, if you don't have something to look forward to, it'll break you.
Solitary confinement unit, that they would be solitary. That's not the case. Lights are on 24/7. They never turn the lights out. They'll sell lights on, never off. You always hear people screaming.
And it just occurred to me also that, no one should be in solitary confinement, especially people who are sick, because it really, the sort of the isolation, 23 hours a day or more, can really affect their mental health. And I went in, being very sick, and I came out with a lot more issues than I went in on.
It was an experience that I would say that no one should ever have to be exposed to.
I say this here, that time will make you or it'll break you.
Solitary confinement is almost like a slow death, and it's meant for that. It's meant to do that to you. It's meant to break you.
I have a son that's been in the hole 20 years, solitary confinement.
And not to mention the fact that you're feeding us bad, they banging and beating on the 10 all day long. You're going through so much mental strain from your family. You're going through what you're going through. It's just a lot that a person has to deal with, The
thing I hated was when it was lockdown time and I had to go back behind the door. Made me think about being back in that 3-year confinement cell again.
You're giving mostly young white males power over, mostly brown brothers and sisters. And there is that sense of we're in control. There's very little oversight. And it is really dehumanizing. They do need training, like in interpersonal relationships and in how to treat different people, right? Cultural competence.
That takes people to the level of suicide.
They place people who have mental health issues in solitary confinement. They further deteriorate.
Prisoners is like, okay, goodbye, your time is up. Go live and be a normal person now. You're like, what? I don't know anything about normalcy for the last 20 years.
And one of the most meaningful things I found when I was incarcerated was when a social worker came and spoke to me for 10 or 15 minutes even, that just treated me like a fellow human being and empathized with what I was going through. Instead of most of your interaction is with COs who did treat you as less than human. And again, that really plays on your mind. Psychologically, it's just terrible because, you're a human being no matter where you are, even if you're behind bars, and you should still be treated that way.
Yeah, the lack of human contact with me. I was only 17 years old. So basically I was still learning, and I was young. I was around a bunch of wild people, so I adapted to my environment.
And so we have symptoms of post-traumatic stress disorder that nobody talks about.
And when I found the H.A.L.T movement, alternatives to solitary confinement in New York State, it really spoke to me. And I found Victor Pate. He's just a wonderful person. So now I'm involved as much as I can. If anything I say helps one person or one family or one mother, then I think my work is worthwhile.
I feel there should be something, done to look into that to help the brothers out that's back there.
Thank you, Mr. Ziegler.
Learn more about how this affects all our communities. Read the book Letters to Our Sons, available on Amazon. Follow the Letters to Our Sons prison series.
This is From Within, www.fromwithinseries.com.